Colder up on the run-up. The sophomore kicks it off, and we're underway from DeSanto Field. It's fielded on the goal line by Kyle Byer, who takes it right back up the gut, and he is wrapped up by a gang tackle at the 24-yard line. So Grove City will be led out onto the field by Randall Labrie, the sophomore out of McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania. He is the starting quarterback today, as he was last week in his collegiate career debut, his first collegiate start. Brett LaFoon, the regular starting quarterback, sustained an injury late in week 1, a loss at Juniata. They will hand it off up the middle with the first try. It is Wesley Schools who gets the give.
And Andrew, Randall Labrie really had some pretty decent numbers. I mean, productive numbers that you can work off of. 19 of 30 for 191 yards, protecting the football, and kept his accuracy high for Grove City. So those are definitely some numbers you can improve upon and go forward for Grove City.
Schools still in the backfield, the sophomore from Port Jervis, New York. They fake the give to him, throw it to Pennypacker on the near side, and the second down throw is short of the sticks. It'll bring up third down. In on the tackle for the Spartans was Channon Demery, along with Kevin Chrisis on the near side. Third down and 4 to go from the 31.
And Andrew, I think the Spartans defensively can expect a lot of that. Short passes, don't overcomplicate things for your sophomore quarterback. They're going to try to protect him on the line and with the play calling as well.
Cameron Drake now the receiver on the near side with Cody Gustafson. A 4-wide set for the white and crimson. They'll go near side again, and that is behind the intended target. They were looking to get it to Cameron Drake, the freshman who caught 2 passes in week 2, but it's behind him for 4th down, and the punting unit comes out for Grove City.
And Andrew, in week 1 against Chicago, this was a Spartans defense that did give up 14 points in the first quarter, but for quarters 2, 3, and 4, tossed up a couple zeros on the board. So they definitely made some adjustments and really adjusted well in that first drive, forcing a 3-and-out here in the home opener.
So back deep to punt for the Spartans is Justin Fan. But a whistle beforehand. And a timeout by Case. Well, back deep to punt that away was Caleb Brake, the freshman punter. 9 punts in the first 2 weeks, as long of 50 yards. And Justin Fan still back, awaiting the return. He will not head back into the huddle. Fan with 2 punt returns in week 1, his long 52 yards. You can imagine, Eddie, that they will want to stay far away from Mr. Fan.
Andrew, one of the highlights that we saw at the top of the broadcast was that punt return that Justin Fan really pulled a rabbit out of his hat. I mean, it looked like he was down at the 20, and then seconds later it ends up being a touchdown. So you definitely know that the Wolverines are game planning to keep the ball away from number 1 because they know how much damage he can do on special teams.
That was in last year's home opener. They will punt it in the direction of Fan. He comes to the near side and lets it bounce out of bounds. They'll spot it at the 24-yard line. An 85-yard punt return for a touchdown last year in the season opener for Justin Fan. That was a lot of fun, but he gets no chance here. You'd imagine, though, he'll get plenty of opportunities with Rob Cuda behind center.
Absolutely, and I think that Rob Cuda really likes veteran wide receivers. He likes guys that he knows really well, guys that have been around the program for a while. Just definitely hope that Cuda's 100% because he will find his targets.
Snapping the ball is Thomas Strayer. Gage Blair is injured and is out this week. That coming down in the last couple of days, the injury to the senior center. So Cuda gets the snap from Strayer in the shotgun and gives it up the middle to Jacob Burke, still trying to pound his way forward. He'll get about 5 yards on the give near the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and Burke definitely one of the biggest bruising running backs that this conference has to offer. I mean, you look right here. You cannot have one guy try to bring down Kevin Burke. He's just too strong. You got to get multiple hats on that young running back.
A snap again for Cuda. On the far side, it comes to Fan. Ran into his own man and was wrapped up for no gain. Tackle made by Dion Minor coming over for middle linebacker, and it'll set up third down.
Well, how about that play defensively by Minor? I mean, he was being blocked and was able to get one arm on Justin Fan. That is much easier said than done for Fan, a guy as elusive as he is, but an excellent open field tackle there with a man defending him.
3rd and 4 from the Spartans' own 31. No score yet in the first quarter. First drive of the game for the Spartans. They've got 3 wide on the near side. Bottom of your screen, Luke DeFrancesco. Missed all of last year with a lower body injury. A big returnee. Cuda gives it to Spitali. He's got first down yardage out near the 40.
Excellent instincts by Batati. You see the bootleg by Cuda, and then he turns it back in towards the field. That's what enabled him to pick up the first down right there. So there's a lot of talent at receiver for Case.
Joey Spitali's 2nd reception of the year. That one goes again to Spitali on the far side.
You see him hustling to the line, hurrying up, trying to keep Grove City off balance defensively.
They'll fake the give, keep it with Cuda. Cuda kicks it out near midfield to the outside, and he is wrapped up this time by Jackson McFall, the sophomore from Oil City, Pennsylvania, coming over from corner, but it's first down yardage. Cuda now will look to run after finding no passing options. Slithers through the middle, but first contact was made by Quentin Reed, another Oil City PA man. A short gain brings up 2nd down, and they're past midfield.
And Cuda is not going to be afraid to call his own number. I think that's actually pretty encouraging to see that from him early. I think it shows that he's healthy, rearing, and ready to go. Very mobile Rob Cuda did a lot of damage last year.
Adam Zipko checks in. He's the middleman in that 3 wide set on the far side. The near man is Orsini. Cuda will take it. He'll get nothing. He'll be wrapped up for a loss. A 3-man gang tackle. Among the men in on the stop, Carl Jaskar.
And that's going to be pretty crucial for the Wolverines here this week, Andrew. I mean, they got to get multiple players to the ball carrier, especially with Cuda and Fan and all of these great athletes that the Spartans have.
They'll go 3 down linemen on 3rd and 9. Case barely inside enemy territory on the 49. A flag down before the pass. They'll give it to Orsini on the near side. And we'll wait for the dirty laundry. It is 4th down before the flag.
Towards the right of your screen, getting the official call going against the defense. And you know, he talks so much about how good the Spartans are offensively, defensively. How about the discipline that this Spartans team has? I mean, only 2 penalties 2 weeks ago in the opener against Chicago. This is a really disciplined team, and that is a lot of credit owed to Greg Debelak, the head coach.
It's a 5-yard penalty. They'll replay 3rd down, 3rd and 4 from the 44. No score in the first quarter. 3 wide, 2 in the backfield. They bring on J.P. Wassman as the fullback. The give is to Burke. Not enough. First contact made by Carl Jaskar, swarming again, the freshman from Darlington, Pennsylvania. And it'll bring up 4th down. Looks like the Spartans are going to opt to go for it. Again, it's Wassman and Burke in the backfield. Orsini, the receiver, on the near side. Zipko and Spitali on the far side. Pistol snap for Cuda. 4th down and 3. He'll give it up the gut. Burke is in there for a first down out to the 41, out to the 39, excuse me, of enemy territory. And so they get enough on 4th down to convert.
Well, I know that Rob Cuda definitely would have loved to call his own number, but I think that that is the right call. Go with your big bruiser, your power back, straight up the middle, right behind center and right guard. Cannot go wrong with a guy who really packs it in like Burke does.
The Spartans now 2 of 5 on 4th down tries so far this year. 4 wide set for Cuda. Finds nothing, flushed out, rolling to the left, and he will get back to the original line of scrimmage. Quentin Reed chasing him out.
Very critical for the Wolverines to just be athletic and be active on the defensive line, because that pocket is really not going to hang around for long with as mobile a quarterback as Rob Cuda is. I mean, he's going to hang around there for a little bit, but I mean, if he's able to be flushed out to one side or if he finds an opening in another, he's going to take off and run. So The Wolverines definitely have to cover a ton of ground here today on defense.
New running back checking into the game at the fullback spot. That's Miles Anthony. Cuda going deep down the left sideline. He's got Orsini for a touchdown. Giuseppe Orsini, the senior from Upper St. Clair, is the first touchdown scorer of the day for the Spartans, who lead it 6-0.
Got a pretty good look at it right there. Just a textbook fake handoff from Cuda. Nice tight spiral. And, you know, eventually if you draw a lot of attention to yourself like Cuda and Burke do in the running game, that's going to set up a deep pass deep down the field. So the Spartans definitely wanted to go to that play.
Ben Carniol on the point after touchdown attempt. He's 4 of 5. And now he's 5 of 6. 7-0 Case Western Reserve on the touchdown strike. Giuseppe Orsini in for 6 on a deep pass by Rob Cuda. It is Orsini's first touchdown catch of the year and the first touchdown of his career. So after the quick start by the Spartans, they kick off by Jackson Colderup.
Just kind of going to show you how good the Spartans can be and what they are capable of. That is now 41 unanswered points by Case Western Reserve, scoring the last 34 points of the game in their first game against Chicago. So Grove City definitely has a lot to think about going forward, and they'll get the ball back here offensively against a very tough Spartan defense.
39 yards on 11 plays for the touchdown. 39-yard pass from Cuda to Orsini. It was a total of 75 yards on the drive on 11 plays. Jacob Ross back to receive along with Kyle Byer. It will go to Ross on the near side. Fields it at the 3-yard line. He'll try to cut it back toward the middle. He finds nothing, slithers his way out near the 20, and then he is stacked up shy of the 20-yard line. They'll spot it at the 19 to start this drive. You watch Ross Eddy just fighting for any sort of space he can find, and there was none to be found. David Tregonza was first on the stop.
And Wolverines definitely going to have to get all of the yards that they can. Why not help out your young quarterback on special teams? Try to tack on a couple extra yards if possible.
7-0 Case, 8:34 to play in the first quarter. Randall Labrie in the shotgun snap with Schools to his right. They'll go deep down the near sideline. Contact from Adrian Cannon, but no flag on the play. He ran into Cody Gustafson, the freshman, whose brother's with the backup quarterback, Tyler Gustafson, but no dice, and it's second down.
This is a bit of a different looking Spartan secondary. Of course, you get a big boost with Cody Calhoun coming back and healthy, and also Patrick Crossy starting at strong safety. But, I mean, just textbook defense there by Adrian Cannon, and he's one of many seniors that's starting on this defensive unit for Case.
He is really pressing up against Gustafson, but they'll give it up the middle to Schools again, and a quick stop for almost no gain. They got 1 on the play, and it's 3rd and 9.
Just amazing how the Spartans are able to be really competitive at the line of scrimmage, only blitzing 3 guys. And you look at the nose guard in the middle, Ian Henderson, 6'6", 340 pounds, and only his 3rd year. I mean, he's a big number, 74 in there. I mean, he really allows them to operate in that 3-4 defense and takes a lot of pressure off the defensive ends.
Cameron Drake and Matt Pennypacker check in. They're on the near side with Gustafson. Grieco on the far side. They'll go down the middle. It is tipped at the line and incomplete. I couldn't quite tell, but Eddy, I thought it was Cameron Brown who got in there with a hand to make it 4th down.
What a season a year ago Cameron Brown had. I mean, he's a speed type of defensive end in his 3rd year and a local product out of Westlake, and he put an awful lot of pressure on opposing quarterbacks and is very capable of beating his offensive lineman one-on-one, one of the speediest pass rushers that the Spartans have, and he really tried to break up that play there again.
Caleb Breaks, second punt of the day. Almost blocked, a whole ton of pressure coming, but it's a good high punt to Justin Fan, who will fair catch it inside his own territory at the 44. Really nice punt by Caleb Break.
definitely did have a lot of distance, so that's going to help out the Wolverines a little bit. And I think if you are Case Western Reserve, I think that you come away pretty happy, with the first offensive drive, the long touchdown pass from Rob Cuda. They just definitely want to establish some kind of a running rhythm here. That's what they were so good at doing a season ago, and they will continue to do that here in 2017.
Looks like they're going to come out with the same set that netted them the touchdown in the first drive. They'll go on a sweep near side to Burke, and he will get precious little yardage. He'll get 1 yard on that play. Wrapped up by Jacob Armbrecht, second in the PAC coming into today in tackles for a loss. That was not one of those, a 1 yard gain.
Honestly, Andrew, I think aside from the touchdown pass from Cuda, I give a lot of credit to the Wolverines defense on the first drive. I mean, they just were pretty stingy and didn't allow for much room to run for Cuda and Burke and other running backs in there.
Yeah, if their goal is to stop the run, they've done it pretty well so far. But Cuda went airborne to Orsini for the first score of the home season. Cuda now looking over the middle. He has DeFrancesco into enemy territory for a first down at the 31-yard line.
Well, this Spartans offensive line is a little beat up, but they gave him excellent protection. And Cuda finding his man, that's something we're going to see a lot of here this season again.
DeFrancesco beat Jackson McFall in coverage. Pump fake Cuda. Goes to Fan on the near side. Cuts it back to the middle. And he's down at the 1 yard line. Another first down, and it'll set up goal to go for the Spartans.
When I talked to Cuda earlier this week, he said they were taking what the defense was giving him in week 1, which resulted in 15 catches for Fan, and you're going to see him set up in the slot a lot. That's where that matchup nightmare that Greg Debelak talked about earlier. He's just too fast if you put him in the slot.
How about that cut around the rover, Ethan Conto? Cuda up the middle for Burke. In for 6.
Not a whole lot you can do there if you are Grove City. I mean, the size and strength of the Spartans offensive line, and Burke is really one of your best short yardage backs that you have in this conference. I mean, that is just a winning combination for Case Western Reserve in goal line situations.
Jacob Burke's second touchdown of the season. The senior out of Johnstown, Ohio, and Northridge High School product. Ben Carniol on the kick to make it 14-0. Well, Rob Cuda has had quite a bit of success in his first 2 drives. The first one, he helped his team march down the field 75 yards on 11 plays. And on this one, it was just 4 plays to get 56 yards.
Andrew, I think the most important thing is that he looks healthy. I think that was probably one of the biggest reasons which resulted in that Week 10 loss, preventing the Spartans from going undefeated, was that Cuda did come out for a possession or two. And he came back in and he didn't quite look like the same guy that we were used to. And you heard Coach Debelak, he had a little bit of concerns Week 1, just trying to shake off the cobwebs with Rob. But, I mean, he looks in fine shape. It really does. And, he told me that he was in as good a shape as he's been since he's been here at Case. And I think it's showing on the field in these first 2 possessions, judging by the way that the Spartans have scored.
He has read the field very well in these first 2 drives, picking apart the Wolverines. 14-0 Spartans leading Grove City in the PAC and home opener. They'll kick it again to Jacob Ross, and it will go out of bounds just shy of the pylon for illegal procedure. Boy, was that close.
Yeah, I think it probably went out of bounds, maybe inside the 2, maybe even at the 1 yard line, but that's definitely a break that the Wolverines are very satisfied to have. Try to get their sophomore quarterback some good field position, so it takes a little bit of pressure off of him. But, he really looked sharp in Week 1, especially with his accuracy going 19 out of 30. A lot of those short routes coming up for the Wolverines like we saw, especially in the first couple drives.
Credit head linesman Michael Lee for being right on top of that play and throwing the flag. Up the middle for Schools, and a tackle for a loss by the Spartans. They were swarming in on that play, and the first hit credited to Zach Lyon.
And you know, we talk about Cody Calhoun coming back and being a boost to the Spartans defense. How about Zach Lyon, one of the senior captains out of Pittsburgh and North Allegheny High School? Definitely a big blessing to have number 22 back, as all of these linebackers for Case are seniors.
4 wide set, shotgun for Randall Labrie. Schools in his left hip. 2nd and 11 from the 34. The Spartans bring the rush. Labrie up the middle, too far, looking for Grieco, and it'll set up 3rd down and 11.
Probably a play that the Wolverines would have loved to execute right there. I mean, the play call was there, and throw was just a little bit wide. But, I mean, you're going to have some growing pains here and there with just a sophomore quarterback, but that's why he focused on his accuracy early in week 1. Hasn't been as accurate here in the onstart, but I would imagine that would improve as the game goes on.
3rd and long for Grove City. 4 wide set from their own 34. Labrie is flushed out. He'll tuck it and keep it, and he'll go down for a loss on the far side to bring up 4th down. Kevin Chris is swarming to the ball along with Cameron Brown. And also in on the play was Andrew Lease, and just no chance whatsoever.
Yeah, Kevin Crease, a sophomore also out of Pittsburgh, won the starting job at the other cornerback position, and he's going to be a good one. You know, the Spartans coaches have been raving about him. He's a pretty good tackler for a cornerback as well.
So the punt away from break. Another high hanger for Fan. Shifting and shaking, and can't quite escape. It was a valiant effort, Eddy.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I think that's what's earned Justin Fan a lot of respect and high regards around here, is that he just never gives up on a play. I mean, whether it's in special teams, whether it's returning a kick or whatever, and they just never give up on it.
Ethan Conto on the tackle. He has been a ball hawk. The junior out of Karn City High School in Bruin, Pennsylvania. 13 tackles so far this year, heading into today. But the Spartans, who have been successful thus far, back out on the field from their own 26-yard line. The last drive went 56 yards to make it 14-0 on a 1-yard touchdown run by Jacob Burke, who is back out there with J.P. Wassman in the backfield. They'll give to Burke on the right-hand sweep. He gets about 4 yards out to the 30.
Definitely going to be the key for the Spartans to get good protection on the outsides. I mean, you've got some of the biggest tackles that this conference has to offer with Baki and Derek Klontz. Those two guys at tackle have really been a solid combination.
Here is that vaunted offensive line. Thomas Strayer is the center today, in for Gage Blair. Cuda takes a light hit, but tosses it out to the near side for a Spartan first down. Adam Zip goes out to the 40.
And with Medved also out at tight end, Spartans probably not going to use the tight end much today, but that's a nice grab by the young man, going up and getting the ball and helping Cuda out, getting the Spartans another first down.
Medved and Blair, the two subtractions from this regular starting unit. Fan spins away on the far side, gets around 2 tacklers, and he'll get out near midfield to about the 49-yard line before he's wrapped up.
And very early in this season, Justin Fan has become quite the fan favorite, wouldn't you say? I mean, the oohs and ahs with his moves.
Plunging up the middle, that's first down yardage for the Spartans. Jacob Burke again on the give. Well, Justin Fan is certainly a fan favorite for Rob Cuda. He's been a go-to man pretty much every year that Cuda's been under center, and now even more so with the graduation of Brendan Lynch, who was the top target last year. Cuda, vehement at going to the left side, still looking for Fan, deep but too far. He had him. Fan had a step on the strong side linebacker, Andrew Seifert. It was a mismatch, but the Spartans couldn't connect.
And Andrew, something that I think is going to help Rob Cuda and Justin Fan going forward, if you put Fan and Lynch side by side. They really are very comparable in size and stature. Fan might be a little bit quicker, but I think that's what really helped Cuda and Fan develop a chemistry so quickly here in the year.
Fan will now take a seat. It's a 4-wide set. 2nd down and 10 from the 46. Cuda keeps it up the middle. He's got a lot of pasture, and he rumbles out for a gain of about 6 yards inside the 40-yard line.
You know, they're really just amazing. I mean, when the pocket collapses, that is normally not a good thing for a quarterback, but Rob Cuda is just able to find green grass up ahead. I mean, if you force him to step up in the pocket, 9 times out of 10, he's going to take off and run for the ball for a 1st down.
3rd and 3 from the 39. Hurd along with Zipko and DeFrancesco on the near side, but they'll give it up the middle. Not much to work with for Burke. He will not have 1st down yardage. In fact, he gets nothing, and it's 4th down and 3.
You know, I got to say, the Grove City defense has really been put on its heels on some 3rd and short situations, but they really have came through. I mean, they forced a couple of punts already despite the 2 Spartan touchdowns.
Well, the Spartans are 1 for 1 going for it on 4th down. They'll go for it again. Spitali on the far side, 3 stacked to the near side. Burke the lone backfield man. Cuda looks over the middle, too far for Zipko, incomplete, and a turnover on downs.
Definitely can't blame the Spartans for being aggressive and making the call to go for it there on 4th down, only needing 3 yards, spreading everybody out, having one of the offensive MVPs from a season ago in Cuda. But, you know, again, you look at this Grove City defense, and, I mean, they make a stand, a pretty big stand. You definitely want to make sure that that doesn't translate, that success, rather, doesn't translate offensively here on this coming drive.
Head coach Andrew DiDonato doing a nice job along with his defensive coordinator, Trent Lawn, to mix and match up front. They've gone with 4 down lineman sets and 3. Randall Labrie rolling out. He'll cut it back up the middle, and he's got 1st down yardage out to midfield. It's a 10-yard scamper for Labrie before he's brought down by Cameron Brown.
Boy, you know, he didn't run a lot in his first collegiate game, but he's showing some speed, agility, and athleticism. Tip your cap to the young man right there, getting a 1st down in whatever way the Spartans defense allows him to.
Brown and Bushman in on that tackle, and they had to go from behind. Into Spartan territory, Labrie has 3 wide. The lone man on his right hip, Wesley Schools. They'll go with an option, and it'll be a keeper for Labrie. Lots of room down the right sideline, and another rushing 1st down before he's pushed out by Demery. Out to the Spartan 30-yard line, a gain of 19.
Yeah, I think he may have called his own number right there, but you also get a pretty big hole on the right side of the offensive line and a little stiff arm as he's going out of bounds. So 2 great runs by a young sophomore quarterback.
He's not afraid to stick that left hand in Patrick Crossey's grill, huh?
Not at all. Not at all.
1:10 to play in the 1st quarter. 14-0 Spartans, and nothing doing for Wesley Schools. This time the Spartans stack him up. Once again, Cameron Brown in on the tackle, the junior from Westlake, Ohio. 2nd down and 10 to go from the 31.
Just can't say enough about the season that Cameron Brown had as a sophomore. I mean, you know, Andrew, it's not every day that you see an underclassman down on the line in a 3-4 set, but I mean, that's really impressive. I mean, he really took to it with full force a season ago.
And last year, in his 1st year transferring to Case, really impressed defensive coordinator Warren Miller. He was a standout. 2nd down and 10. Labrie goes far side to Pennypacker. Pass complete out to the 25-yard line before the stop is made by Andrew Benathi.
Well, definitely going to try to keep the playbook simple for now for a young quarterback, and a lot of comeback routes, a lot of short routes, you know, manageable plays that a quarterback can find with accuracy.
The clock ticks away in the 1st quarter, and that will do it for the 1st quarter of action in PAC play for the Spartans. In their home opener, they lead 14-0 on touchdowns by Burke and Giuseppe Orsini.
Inova Living is a modern, amenity-rich residential community located in Cleveland's Greater University Circle neighborhood, offering studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartment homes. Enjoy all-inclusive living with convenient on-site shopping, 24-hour concierge services, a 24-hour fitness center, resident lounge, and more. All within close proximity to Case Western Reserve University. Inova Living online at inovaliving.com.
Back at DeSanto Field, the Spartans have ended their first quarter of home action this year with a 14-0 lead against Grove City College. Touchdowns by Jacob Burke and Giuseppe Orsini. Second touchdown of the year for Burke and the first touchdown of his career for Orsini. Spartans will take it from their own 25 as the field flips. 3rd down and 4 to go for Rob Cuda and company. Or for Randall Labrie, excuse me, the other way. Labrie with Wesley Schools in the backfield. 4 wide, 2 on the near side, 2 on the far. Grove City deep in Spartan territory. Labrie flushed out. He'll roll right side, looking for somebody. He's chased out by Athey, throws it to the end zone, and the catch is made for a Grove City score.
Wow, how about this? I mean, he really extended the play. Give all of the credit right there to Randall Labrie for extending the play. I mean, there's a lot of options not available right there, but he kept the play alive. Didn't give up on the play and found an open man in the end zone. How about that?
Matt Pennypacker with his 2nd touchdown reception of the year. First touchdown pass of the year for Randall Labrie, the sophomore. 14-6 Spartans. Here's Mitch Causer. Right through the uprights, 14-7. So Case with a good start, but Grove City punching right back. You know, we knew this was going to be a question mark, Eddy, with Randall Labrie making just his 2nd collegiate start after Brett LaFoon suffered a first-week injury. But I'll tell you what, Labrie has looked pretty calm back there.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, he has really stared down one of the better defenses in the conference, and he's looked very poised. He's had a great presence in the pocket. He showed us a little bit of everything, the arm strength, the mobility. Definitely looks like a candidate for starting quarterback going forward for Grove City. Somebody that they can build upon as they go forward here into the 2017 season. And in just his 2nd year, I mean, he really looks like a senior out there from what I've seen here today. So he's had a really good start to his game. They just have to protect him.
So the first play of the first quarter of the second quarter pays dividends for Grove City College. They will kick it off for the first time today. It'll be Caleb Brake, the punter, to do the kicking. Back deep to return on his own goal line is Calhoun. Cuts it back toward the middle. And he is knocked down shy of the 20-yard line. Good pressure coming from Marcus Woodford.
Just so good to have Cody Calhoun back. I mean, he's one of the more charismatic guys that you're going to meet in the Spartans locker room, and not bad on special teams. Had a really good week in week 1, getting involved in special teams, and one of the best safeties that the conference has to offer as well.
14-7 Spartans, their first drive of the second quarter. Cuda in the pistol snap with 2 in the backfield. He'll fake the give, look deep down the near sideline, too far for DeFrancesco.
Yeah, no doubt that the Spartans wide receivers have the speed to beat their guys one-on-one. I mean, they've been there, but just a little too much air under it by Cuda. But I guess the positive takeaway from that is that Cuda's arm just looks just as good as his legs running around with the football.
DeFrancesco, the senior, beat Jacob Ross in coverage. 4 wide set. Pressure coming, good block pickup by Burke. Thrown over the middle again for DeFrancesco, but incomplete in between Canto and Ross. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 from the Spartans' own 19.
Yeah, he definitely got sandwiched in between 2 defenders right there. It's a good tight spiral from Cuda, and again, good protection. This offensive line for the Spartans a little bit banged up, but they have really held their ground. Especially those 2 tackles on the outside. They have really done an outstanding job opening up holes for Cuda and protecting him from opposing pass rushes.
He very nearly threaded that needle, too. That would have been something.
That was that close to being a long gain.
Cuda now forced to tuck and run. Up the middle, he's got some space. He's got a 1st down out near the 40-yard line before he's taken down by Carl Jaskar. And they're back up behind center again on the hurry up.
Well, this is the way their offense likes to work. After a big play on 3rd and long, get right to the line, and it looks like a Wolverine timeout. A really smart call right there just to stop the momentum.
Andrew DiDonato in his 2nd year as the head coach of the Wolverines, and yeah, that was a really smart timeout for his side. The Spartans, Eddy, have not really gotten the hurry-up offense going at full tilt so far tonight, and I think DiDonato wanted to give his boys a chance to get a rest before they see it.
Certainly, and just looking over the games from a season ago, I mean, you've got games that the Spartans played in where they run 70 plays from scrimmage, 80 plays from scrimmage, 90 plays from scrimmage. I mean, this is a team that they don't mess around. I mean, they don't waste time when they're on the field. It's almost as if the entire game offensively for them is like a 2-minute drill. I mean, everybody's just hustling to the line like we saw in that last play, except broken up by the timeout by Grove City.
Burke is behind Cuda. Now he'll direct some traffic. Switching Fan and Matthew Peterson, the tight end. Zach Hurd at the bottom of your screen. It's a screen to Fan, and it gets sniffed out quickly. The ball is loose, and Grove City falls on top of it. Andrew Seifert with the fumble recovery.
Well, this is a play that they're going to try to run early and often. A little bubble screen for Fan. A lot of white uniforms right in there, and a hit from behind. That's what did it. That's definitely what lodged the football loose. Rare mistake by Justin Fan, and Grove City takes over.
Kyle Byer gets in there and knocks it loose from Justin Fan. Byer, no stranger to playing in big games, from Perry, Ohio. They play the annual Perry-Madison game out there. The battle for the little brown jug. Now they'll talk this over, and they will rule it incomplete. Greg Debelak wanted to chat with Stephen Hall, the referee, and they got in there and decided that was incomplete and not a fumble. How often do you see that with no replay?
Not often at all. Not often at all. Now, out of the corner of your screen, you're probably not going to see Cuda in the corner of the screen. But after the play was over, I actually saw Cuda waving his hands as if it was an incomplete pass right there. Definitely too difficult to tell. And, of course, Grove City wanting an explanation on that as well. But, yeah, that is a rarity here, especially at this level. Get another look at it again. Just too many uniforms in the way. But honestly, Andrew, it really wouldn't surprise me if Fan just never had it.
It really looked like he was bobbling it from the start, and you saw Kyle Brown, the back judge, Stephen Hall, the referee, talking with Andrew DiDonato. They'll reset everything. Second down and 10 from the Spartans' own 39. Opening minute of play in the second quarter, and a 14-7 Case lead. The handoff to Burke. Knifing through the middle, and he gets stacked up. In on the tackle, Dion Minor. It'll bring up 3rd down and long to go.
With the exception of a couple runs from Cuda and maybe 1 or 2 from Burke as well, I think that this run defense from Grove City has looked pretty orderly here. I mean, they've done a really good job on the short yardage plays, and up front, they looked like they've competed early on.
I think orderly is the right word. They have been right on their assignments all game. Cuda will look over the middle. Too far for Orsini. He had him, but the throw was too long. Too long and too low. 4th and 6. And the punt unit comes out. Well, now, Eddy, we will see Jacob Burke punting. Weren't sure if we'd get Jacob Burke or the freshman Quinn Salwan. We may see Salwan punt later in the game, but it looks like they'll go with Burke to start. Burke with the left, punts it away to Ross. Jacob Ross inside his own 20. Tries to cut it back to the right, slithers through a couple tackles, and then he'll be brought down from behind at about the 36-yard line, but a flag down on the play. The tackle was made by the Spartans' number 26, Andrew Rossman.
Well, Burke really put a charge behind this one. Excellent distance on it as they return it from inside the 20, and flag after the play. A nice tackle from behind right there. Probably a face mask. Possibly.
It looks like it's actually going to go against Grove City. They'll back them up. Block in the back, I believe, was the call from Stephen Hall. Ball spotted on the 27-yard line. First down and 10 to go. Spartans leading 14-7 against Grove City in the Case Western home opener. Labrie rolling out right, throws it too high over the top of the intended target, Nathan Nativio, who's getting his first target today.
And I think that's going to be a goal for the Spartans if they are able to get to Randall Labrie and make him feel uncomfortable, force him to throw the football while on the move. I think typically the general rule of thumb is that a quarterback's accuracy drops a little bit when you're on the move, and there, I think it did a little bit on that last play.
Nativio checks out. Cameron Drake comes in. There you see Channon Demery roaming around. He's on the top of your screen in coverage. He'll be on the slot receiver as Labrie again gets forced out of the pocket. Rolling away, looking for a pass option, goes deep down the middle, and it's almost intercepted over the top of Demery with the pressure coming from behind by Ian Henderson.
Yeah, does another great job of extending the play with his legs, but this is a really risky throw coming back into the field of play. You see Spartan defender getting a hand on it right there, but definitely a risky throw. But you got to give Labrie credit for rolling the dice right there, but the Spartans defense stayed prepared deep down the field.
A little too short for Cody Gustafson, who appeared to be the intended target. Third down and 10 from the Grove City-owned 27. 13:05 to go in the first half. Pressure coming from Case, and Labrie will go down. Dan Techman in on the sack. Along with Andrew Lease.
Yeah, and anytime the Spartans blitz 5, 6, 7 guys, that's a matchup that they're going to win 9 times out of 10. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue uniforms back in there, bringing the pressure. They love to dial up the blitz package on third down, and it worked to perfection there.
Brown, Techman, and Lease all in on that stop. It looked like they'll give the sack to Brown and Lease. The punt is away for Fan. Fan will field it just outside of his own 40, and then he's pressured out of bounds by none other than Ethan Kanto, who's been all over the field today. Whether it's on special teams or defense, Ethan Kanto is everywhere for these Wolverines.
You know, Andrew, I think every team has one of those guys, you know, a middle linebacker that just seems to be everywhere all the time, a guy that's a constant run-stuffing linebacker, but equally good in pass coverage as well. I mean, he's their senior leader. I mean, those guys look up to him, and he has definitely earned this respect that he's gotten over the years.
Never has the word rover been more appropriately
That's right.
assigned as it is for Ethan Kanto. First and 10 from the Spartans' 43. Fan in motion. They'll fake the give. Cuda looking over the middle for Zach Hearn. He's got him inside the 20 out to the 15.
And there is safety help over the top as the Spartans once again hurry up to the line of scrimmage, but 1-on-2. Matchup favor. Spartans excellently played there by Zach Hurd, and a crisp route. Cuda hits him in stride.
Right down the middle of the field. DeFrancesco checks in for Hurd, who will get some wind. A 4 wide receiver set for the Spartans. Trying to build on a 14-7 lead. 1 passing, 1 rushing touchdown for Case. You just saw Fan lining up in the slot on the far side. They'll give to Burke. Burke up the middle, tripped up. He'll get to the 5 for a first down.
It's a mighty big hole right in between left guard and left tackle. That's just too much room for Burke, and good to see them finally get him going.
Burke again, thundering toward the goal line. The Spartans think it's a touchdown. It is. Jacob Burke, second of the night. 20-7, Case Western Reserve.
I mean, if you continue to feed a powerful guy like Burke, look at that first hit right there. Just barrels into a defensive lineman, and that's an excellent job right there by Burke. Running right into a defensive lineman, barreling him over. Boy, what a hit by a running back carrying that football.
Ben Carniol will be the kicker. Joey Spitali on the hold. He's perfect today, 21-7, Spartans on top. Andrew Luftglass with you alongside Eddy Jansen. 11:22 to go in the first half, and Eddy, the Spartans have been off to a roaring start.
Yeah, and in week 1, you know, they didn't put up any points in the first quarter, but the scoring was there, second, third, fourth quarter. Just in talking to Rob Cuda, is actually a defensive stop that I think got the Spartans offense going, but here today, a little bit of a different story. You know, Cuda looks healthy. The offensive line is doing their thing, and Cuda finding guys deep down the field. Also, Burke, his second touchdown of the night. So he's been doing some damage, and the Spartans, it's just a business as usual here, picking up where they left off here in their home opener from a year ago.
Well, that drive, just 3 plays, 57 yards. Only one of them was a pass. 42-yard strike from Cuda to Zach Hurd right down the chute. This is a fired-up Spartan sideline. And fan base right below us.
Yeah, I definitely have a front row seat for one of the best fan bases in the conference, and definitely good to see their enthusiasm here early tonight.
Colder up on the kick. Jacob Ross, as he's done so much tonight, will take it from inside his own 5. Chased out at the 20 and brought down shy of the 20-yard line. So they'll spot it on the 19.
You know, Andrew, I think that this Spartan defense is going to be much more aware of the multi-talented abilities of Randall Labrie here. I mean, he's showcased his arm, his legs, and definitely his fearlessness in there. Spartans defense definitely going to tighten down.
21-7 Spartans. Labrie has led his team on 1 touchdown drive so far. Play clock winding down. He'll hand it off to Schools up the middle. He'll get about 2 before he's wrapped up at the 21-yard line with Andrew Benathi in on the help.
And again, just too many blue uniforms at the line of scrimmage. And the Spartans, most of the time, are able to win the battle at that line of scrimmage about 2 out of every 3 plays, if not more. So that's definitely going to favor the defense. Just an excellent group of guys, so good at tackling and winning the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Under 11 minutes to play in the first half. Labrie looking over the middle. More pressure coming. He has to tuck it again, and he's brought down after a short gain to the 25. That'll bring up 3rd down, and 3 to go from the 26 is where they'll spot it.
And looked like that was the only option for Labrie to tuck it and get a couple yards. Just make it 3rd down and manageable. Make your job on the next play a little bit easier.
4 wide set for the Wolverines. Drake, Pennypacker, and Grieco, the 3 on the near side. They'll throw it far side, slinging it out to Wesley Schools. He has a first down, plows over a Case Western Reserve tackler, and he's out to the 36.
Yeah, I think they've been trying to utilize Schools out of the backfield, catching passes a little bit more, and he's finally able to get a hold of one, and it does some damage, extending the drive for the Wolverines. Well done.
Spartans will check out Andrew Lease. In his stead, they'll bring in Tyler Bushman. Kevin Chrisis comes in, just 2 wide now. And Labrie goes under center. He'll send Drake in motion. They will give it to him on the wide receiver end around. It's Grieco. Grieco plunging forward to the 39. Gabe Grieco, the senior, out of New Brighton, Pennsylvania.
A lot of work, but only a 1-yard gain. You know, something I've noticed in the Wolverines running game, there's been a lot of north and south running. And I think that's a credit to the Spartan defense, definitely not allowing them to go north and south for the most part.
They are missing a big piece this week. Nick Ponikvar, regularly one of their top targets. The sophomore is out following 16 receptions in the first 2 weeks and 3 rushes. A lot of times you'll see him on that wide receiver end around. Schools up the middle. That's a first down for the Wolverines.
Well, looks like they've got something cooking here. I mean, they've got a pretty steady drive going. They're eating some clock. Gotten a couple first downs. Looks like they're starting to move with some authority here.
Labrie on the hard count. He'll look back to his sideline. Head coach Andrew DiDonato barking out the signals. Another give to Schools. And he is taken down for a loss. Ian Henderson in there. The ball is not loose. It was down, though Adrian Cannon wanted the scoop and run. Second down and long to go after the loss of yardage.
You know, he really is a big, big key to this Spartans 3-4 defense. I mean, he's such a big human being, commanding a double team and a block every single time. Big number 74 right in the middle. That's a guy you got to watch.
Labrie again. It looks like they're going to go hard count and then go back for the signals on almost every snap. Play clock down to 7. Over the top, too far. Gabe Grieco was the target. Step for step with him was Adrian Cannon, and it's 3rd down and 10.
I think that the Spartans secondary really off to a good start. They're definitely reloaded with Cody Calhoun back and a good-looking young sophomore Patrick Crossy at the strong safety position. Also, Kevin Kreese, the sophomore cornerback. Bit of a different-looking bunch from a season ago, but they brought a lot of experience here early on.
3rd down and 10. Grove City on its own 48-yard line. The snap by Matthews. Labrie, he is wrapped up. First in on the hit was Justin McMahon. His first sack, or half a sack on the year, however they score it, but it's 4th down and 18 as they drop back to the 40.
Yeah, and Justin McMahon, definitely a guy you have to game plan around offensively. Just try to keep the ball away from him. 8 tackles in the Spartans season opener. And another local boy from Mentor, former Mentor Cardinal, definitely has a solid football pedigree coming from the Cardinals.
Caleb Brake to punt it away. It is fielded at the 26-yard line. Cutting up the middle is Mario Robina, the sophomore. So Robina takes it out to close to the 30-yard line. They'll spot it at the 33 for the Spartans to take over.
And thus far, Andrew, just been business as usual for the Case Western Reserve offense. I mean, racking up so many yards and so many points from a season ago. They just get right back to where they started here in the home opener.
1st and 10 from the 33. Cuda and a flag on the play. We wanted to go over the middle to DeFrancesco, but movement on the offensive line. False start on the Spartans will set them back. Well, the sun's setting on a beautiful night at DeSanto Field. Case at 1-0, coming off a Week 2 bye and a Week 1 win against Chicago. As for Grove City, they are at 0-2, losses to Juniata and Washington and Jefferson. Washington and Jefferson playing a big game right now with huge national and PAC implications. They're taking on Thomas More, and W&J has just taken the lead at 12-10. Cuda runs it up the middle. He's got a first down, cuts back outside, but a flag on the play. Cuda's got a lot of yardage on that carry. He's out into Grove City territory to the 32, but they'll have to clean up the laundry.
Yeah, I didn't quite get a good look at where that penalty could have come from. I mean, this is a typical Rob Cuda play. Speed, agility, athleticism, the whole package is there, and you have to get multiple guys to Rob Cuda or else he is really going to make you pay.
Looks like a chop block. They'll take it back from the spot of the foul, which pretty much brings it back to the original line.
This was a Spartans team that, you know, while they had the ball for nearly 36 minutes in that first game against Chicago, only 2 penalties in that first game. So this is an incredibly disciplined Spartans team. Just a rare mental mistake on offense, but Cuda will have another chance at this for sure.
Well, if anybody was questioning his mobility after he went down in the last game of the season last year against Carnegie Mellon, I think those questions are answered. Cuda throws behind DeFrancesco. That one might have been tipped. Carl Jaskar, the linebacker, I think got his hand in there. Three wide on the near side for the Spartans. That's Zipko along with DeFrancesco and Fan. Far side Spitali. Lined up against his number mate McFall. And a timeout called by Case. That is not something you see very often, but it looked like the Spartans were not quite on the same page there. They lead at 21-7, 6:10 to go in the first half. And Eddie, we've got a lot of fun coming up at halftime. A Case Western Reserve University student will have the opportunity to kick a 45-yard field goal for a chance to win $25,000.
Boy, oh boy.
That is a lot of pressure. But I tell you what, there's the one thing that takes away the pressure is the fact that nobody expects you to make it.
That's true.
And there are a lot of stipulations, too. You can't be a current or former professional soccer player, which, if you are a student, is doubtful. You can't be a current or former high school or collegiate soccer player either up to the last 5 years. So there's going to be a long shot and very long odds for whoever's name gets drawn today, but that'll be a lot of fun to watch.
I'll tell you what, that'll pay off some student debt, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Pay off your student debt or pay for a higher meal plan. Cuda is going to look over the middle, looking for DeFrancesco. Too high for him with Beyer in coverage. Well, that is one of the things to watch outside of the football game today. Another pretty cool thing for the Spartans is that they are donating proceeds from the gate today, as well as from the 50-50 raffle, to hurricane relief. So the Spartans athletic department and the university coming together to help out those affected by those horrible natural disasters that have occurred over the last month or so in our country. Lots in attendance today, so a lot of money going to a good cause. On 3rd and 10, Cuda's looking long. Lots of time in the pocket. He'll roll out, wants to throw it for Orsini, too far for him. He wasn't quite on the same page. Orsini came in, and Cuda was signaling for him to go past Jacob Ross, and it's incomplete for 4th down.
But just look at how much time Rob Cuda has. I mean, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. It just goes on and on and on. Able to get off a pretty good throw on the run. Just a little bit of a miscommunication there. Nothing too bad on that play. But Cuda, you have to be so happy with their protection, especially with the injury to Blair at center.
Burke will punt, so he gets the first 2 punting jobs for Case. And it is downed at the 46-yard line by the Spartans. 5:45 left to go in the first half, a 21-7 Case Western Reserve University lead. Fans, the Intercontinental Hotel, located just minutes away from the Case Western Reserve University campus, offers great deals. For more details, visit ichotelsgroup.com or call 1-800-IC-HOTELS. Randall Labrie back in the shotgun with Schools to his left. It'll be an option. They'll pitch it to Schools near side. He's run out at the 44-yard line. The tackle made just shy of the sideline by Isaac Withrow.
And lately, I think that the Wolverines have opened up their playbook a little bit, and I think that that definitely speaks to the growing confidence of Randall Labrie. They got the 1 touchdown, which I think was a big accomplishment for them. So now they're able to run an extra play or 2 that might catch the Spartans off guard.
2nd down and 3 from the 44. Handoff goes to Schools. He'll power forward to near the first down marker before he's tripped up by Demery. Based on the spot, it looks like they have it, and they do. So Grove City first down with 5 minutes left to go in the first half.
You know, and their offense at the moment only has 7 points, but the first downs are really starting to add up here, you know, for Grove City. So slowly but surely and very methodically, this offense really is gaining some ground for the Wolverines.
Their running game is getting going pretty well. Wesley Schools is starting to get comfortable. Labrie goes down the near sideline, juggled and incomplete, intended for Gabe Greco with Cannon in coverage. Again, he's step for step.
Boy, Greco, you'd ask him if he can get this one back. He would probably love to have another opportunity to catch his ball because it hits him right in the hand. But, you know, too much momentum going in that direction and the ball just falls incomplete. Good break for the Spartans.
And Cannon did not turn and look, so Greco had a free shot at it. 2nd down and 10, though, from the 47-yard line. Grove City just inside its own territory. Labrie with pressure coming, dumps it over the middle for Schools. He'll get out past the 50 to the 49, a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Just a smart play by a young quarterback, Labrie, getting rid of the ball when the pressure comes to him. And I think he's done an excellent job of that as well. I mean, if the Spartans dial up the blitz, he is more than aware to get rid of the ball quickly and try to help out his cause.
A quick leak out running back screen, and it looks like they're trying to get Schools involved in the passing game as well. Near side, Pennypacker and Greco in the 4-wide set. They're on the bottom of your screen. Ball spotted on the left hash. 3rd and 5 to go. The marker is at the 43. Labrie, pass is low. It is good enough for first down yardage if it's complete, but it is not. Greco dropped it. The ball hit the turf, and it is 4th down.
I think the head linesman, Michael Lee, right there, had a really good bird's eye view of that football right there, right in front of him. So good job on his part to be right on top of that and be in good position to make a good call.
It was a good play call, a comeback route for Greco, but the pass was too low. So break on the punt again. Fan will get another shot at a return. Pressure coming, and wow, they almost got there, but Fan will call for the fair catch at the 14. Really, really heavy pressure. It looked like that was Zach Hurd coming in flying.
Yeah, and I think, Andrew, the special teams defense knows that they can send all the pressure that they need to in order to try to block a punt, because guess who's behind them? Number 1, Justin Fan. So definitely not afraid to dial up some pressure right there, because you got one of the best special team returners and a 2-time former UAA athlete of the week in terms of the special teams in Justin Fan back there.
It's his 3rd punt return. Not much of a return there, but credit Grove City and Caleb Brake for a good punting game so far. Cuda in the pistol snap. Wassman, or rather Aguilar, back there with Burke. Now Cuda unloads down the far sideline. He has Zach Hurd again. Another long gainer as Hurd connects with Cuda inside enemy territory out to the 45.
And Hurd is emerging as a deep threat. I mean, just a perfect throw right to the left shoulder of Zach Hurd. Spot on throw by Cuda. Good to see the accuracy is there on that deep pass.
Right over Jackson McFall in coverage. Handoff comes up the middle for Burke. Stumbles ahead inside the 40 for a gain of about 6.
You know, Andrew, every time the Spartans get a big play, the next play is a really crucial play for Grove City just because of the fact that the Spartans love to hustle to the line and operate in a 2-minute offense. And you remember the timeout called by the Grove City coach a while back, so they're just trying to establish the rhythm and keep the defense on its heels.
Aguilar checks in at fullback. They'll give it to Burke. He gets met at the line of scrimmage, but pushes ahead for about 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
And I just think that the combination of Cuda's good deep ball, the fact that he has the ability to take off and run and pick up first downs that way, and the offensive line, that is a really solid winning combination for Case Western Reserve.
3rd and 3 from the 38. There's Spitali on the bottom of your screen. 2 in the backfield. There's Burke and Aguilar. Aguilar off the right hip. They will send Burke right behind him. Slung out to the near side, too far for Aguilar coming out of the backfield. It was a good play call. Lots of room for Aguilar, and Burke did a nice job on blitz pickup, but Aguilar dropped the ball on a throw a little too far by Cuda. 4th and 3 from the 38, and they'll leave the offense out there for their 3rd attempt on 4th down. They're 1 for 2. 2:18 to go in the first half, 21-7 Spartans. 3 bunched on the near side. Hurd the lone man on the far side. Cuda looking Hurd's way. Now he'll scramble up the middle. Diving for the first, but he'll come up a half-yard short. Turnover on downs. It'll go back to Grove City with one last chance. 2:12 to go in the first half, and they can cut it to a 1-touchdown game. I tell you what, if you would have asked the majority of folks who follow PAC football if this game would have the potential to be a 1-touchdown game at the end of the first half, and you told Grove City that, I think they would sign up right now.
Yeah, and Grove City definitely has impressed here early on. You know, the touchdown from Labrie, and he has looked really calm and poised back there. That is definitely something that Grove City can build off of for the second half.
Labrie will look down the far side, slings it out for about a gain of 6 yards. Getting it out to Nativio.
Just a simple little out route. Clock stops but starts once again. So smart passing play right there. Try to get the ball out of bounds and set yourself up for another play.
Pennypacker at the bottom of your screen with Greco. Labrie will run. He's got enough for a first down, out past midfield and into enemy territory at the 45-yard line before he's wrapped up by Techman.
Yeah, just taking off and scrambling right there. A lot of blue uniforms in the vicinity, but can't quite track him down before he gets the first down. So the rushing yards also tallying up for Randall Labrie, and this just his 2nd collegiate start.
1:30 left to go in the first half. Labrie steps up in the pocket. He'll run it again. Flags come flying. If the flags are against Case, Labrie has a first down. Then the ball came loose and went out of bounds. Spartans can't grab it in time.
I think we probably got a good shot of it right there. Matchup of 79 and number 8. I think that's probably going to go as a hold based off of what we've seen up here against Grove City. Didn't look like number 8 had much of a shot to bring him down because of the right tackle right there, number 79.
So the officials will huddle on this. Big credit goes to our production crew for putting these shots together. You get another look at it again.
And there it is right there, right on the right shoulder.
Brian Landers, our replay man today. Mike Becker, our director. Camera folks, Brian Trail, Shayna Perlman, doing a great job tonight in the Spartans home opener.
And that was a senior left outside linebacker, Shannon Demery, one of 4 senior starting linebackers. And Andrew, this is as experienced a linebacking core as we're going to get.
Taking a look at the end of that replay, I'm not so sure Demery didn't fall on that ball before it went out of bounds. And that might be part of the conversation as Stephen Hall's crew talks to Andrew DiDonato. Because if that flag goes against Grove City, as we expect it will, and that's a fumble recovered by the Spartans, don't you think they're going to decline that penalty and take the football?
I would imagine so. I would imagine so. That's what I would do if I was Coach Debelak. But question is the penalty. You know, we did see also in that shot that there was a flag came in well after what we thought was the penalty was the hold on the offensive line. That's where we thought that the penalty was, but the flag came in several seconds later, so that may not be on Grove City. We'll just have to sort it out. There's the flag coming right across your screen right there several seconds after that play, so they may not have called it on what we originally thought it was. But it is a clear recovery by Case on the other side of the field, assuming that the fumble does stand.
Well, they have just announced the penalty call against Case Western Reserve, it looks like, or against Grove City, excuse me. But they'll spot the ball back to the 46-yard line. Now Greg Debelak has the same questions we had for Stephen Hall about that fumble, and I guess the conclusion they came to was that either it was down by contact, which didn't seem to be the case based on the replay, or that Demery didn't have possession until his shoulder touched the white paint out of bounds, which might very well have been the case, and they don't have the benefit of the replay we do. 1st and 10, either way for Grove City from the 46. 1:17 to play in the first half, and a 2-touchdown lead for Case. Labrie will go deep down the far side, and incomplete. The ball was thrown behind the intended target, Cody Gustafson, with Adrian Cannon in coverage. And you see there, he's making the swim move to come back. No interference by Cannon, though Gustafson wanted it. 2nd down and 10.
And again, you got also a pretty good shot in the corner of your screen. That matchup between Cameron Brown and Dalton Callahan, the starting right tackle, number 79. Callahan's having some trouble guarding Cameron Brown. He's just too fast.
Labrie to the far side, caught by Drake. And they'll spot him short of the first down by a yard, or half a yard. 3rd down and 1 to go. From the 36-yard line, it's more like 3rd and inches.
Still have to be awfully impressed with the accuracy of Randall Labrie in just his 2nd year. He has been pretty spot on. I mean, he's missed a man here or there, but accuracy-wise, he's been very sharp.
They'll get the first on that run. Now 1 minute left to go. They will stop the clock and reset it when the ball is spotted. Randall Labrie trying to lead his Wolverines back within 1 touchdown, where they haven't been since Giuseppe Orsini's opening score. Labrie running up the middle. First contact made by Brown, and then Labrie is wrestled down from behind. Boy, have fun when Ian Henderson catches you not looking.
Yeah, I think you'd much rather be caught looking from Cameron Brown as opposed to Ian Henderson, but there's the big man coming back into the picture. Ouch, that's a big man right there.
Back shoulder throw from Labrie to Drake. That's a first down. Near sideline, comeback route, very well executed. Getting it away from Adrian Cannon, a little soft in coverage. 21 seconds remaining. 2nd and 4 from the 29. Or excuse me, 1st and 10 from the 23. Labrie now looking end zone, too far over the head of the intended target, Gabe Greco. That'll stop the clock. 13 seconds left, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Spartans defense definitely could use a breather being in a 2-minute set right there as we got an injury on the field for Grove City. That's Tyler Rose, number 63, down on the field and in some pain.
Well, they came in healthy on the offensive line. Rose is the left tackle backing up Salvatore Spinoza, but he was in on that series and in on that play. The athletic trainer coming out for Grove City to have a look. 13 seconds left to go. Take a look inside the Spartans defensive huddle led by Warren Miller, the defensive coordinator for Case Western Reserve. Very happy to have his leader back, Cody Calhoun, you see to his left. What a big part of that defensive unit he has been.
You know, and Andrew, something that Cody reminded me of when I spoke to him earlier this week was that in week 3, in the same spot as they are now, last year, the Spartans defense was without 3 of its 4 best players, and now they're getting all of those guys back. So definitely high expectations for Case Western Reserve on the defensive side of the ball as they continue to tend to the down linemen there.
Another look at Tyler Rose, who is still down, and he's going to be helped up by some of his teammates. They'll get him off the field. And a good round of applause from the Case Western Reserve University faithful and the Spartan sideline.
Looks like it's that right foot just not putting any weight or any pressure on it, and those hurt, and especially if it's at the ankle. I've had a few of those my day. Definitely not in the sport of football, but you know, those do not feel good. No doubt about it.
Spinoza will check back in at left tackle. 13 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down and 10 from the 23 after the incomplete pass to Grieco. 21-7 Spartans. Labrie steps up. He'll look to pass deep to the near side. Incomplete. It went off of the hands of Patrick Crossy and fell behind the intended target, Cody Gustafson. 3rd down and 10, 6 seconds left.
Almost looked like Labrie was going to take off and run. Had a little bit of room to work with right there, but getting 2 hands on the football. That's Patrick Crossy. I mean, got quite a bit of playing time last year at strong safety and winning the starting job as just a sophomore out of Pittsburgh.
So Grove City will go for the points. It'll be about a 40-yard try for Mitch Causer. And that one is wide to the right, but a flag is down on the play on the near side. It came flying from the head linesman, Michael Lee. We'll get the call from Stephen Allen. An offsides penalty on Case. Time has expired in the first half, but now a shorter try for Causer and a chance to re-kick. Trying to make it a 21-10 game. Causer, the sophomore, his career long is 31 yards. He's 1 for 2 on field goals this year. And Causer fires that one through the uprights. That will put an end to the first half. A really nice drive by Randall Labrie to send Grove City down the field and tack on 3 more points, cutting the Spartan lead to 21-10 at the break.